no, like my husband's not here. She was like, girl, you're about to have that baby. 7 to 8 centimeters dilated already. And I was like, huh? She was like ready to come out. My mom got pulled over on the way. Alright guys, so it's a little bit different of a scenery today. Let's get into my birth story. I look crazy, do not mind me. My girl is trying to eat again. I was just trying to feed her and she wasn't really eating. Alright, but anyways, so I know I showed y'all a little bit of my like a vlog, but I didn't like tell y'all what exactly happened. But that night my toddler's birthday was on the 24th. I'm so sorry, oh my gosh. My toddler's birthday was on the 22nd. This girl was born on the 24th of April, so they're 2 days apart. I started having contractions that Sunday before my first daughter's birthday on the 22nd, and so I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, please, like either come now or come after my toddler's birthday, please, because we wanted to spend some time with her on her birthday. And you know, like, who wants to share a birthday? Like I don't know. But so we ended up you know, we went out for her birthday. You know, I was having contractions before her birthday, but they kind of slowed down, so I was like, okay. And then on the 23rd is when I started having more contractions, and I was timing them. I had this app, it's a contraction timer app, but I was timing them. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to tell my husband yet because my husband gets off really late. I don't want to tell my husband that I'm having them yet. I started having contractions at around 7 that night. It was like 6 p.m. 7 that evening on the 23rd. I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe this is it. You know, I started bouncing on my ball that I have, and you know, like, I'm with my toddler by myself, so I'm in pain, like trying to, you know, take care of my toddler as well. And I feel so bad because I'm in so much pain, and I was having contractions every so like 4 minutes, and compared to like with my first one, my first daughter, I was having them every 2 minutes, and they were intense. Well, I felt like they were intense. Maybe like my pain tolerance went up, but so I'm having contractions every 4 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell my husband at, you know, a little bit later. If they keep, you know, getting more intense, I'm gonna tell him. So come around 11 p.m. I tell my husband, I'm like, I think I'm having contractions, and you know, I'm like, I feel a lot of pressure, but I'm like, I don't want to go to the hospital and them tell me like, no girl, you're not in labor, like just go home. And I did tell my husband this time that I wanted to labor as much as I could at home. You know, like I said, I did tell him at around 11:30, and I was like, can you have your mom come get me and take me? Because toddler, at around that time, my toddler she wasn't really like familiar with people. Like she knows, like she's been around them, but not enough to where she's familiar with them. So I was like, well, I don't want to just, you know, her wake up and my mother-in-law be there, you know, and she, you know, freak out that, you know, her dad and her mom are gone. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna see if she can take me. So he gets off at like 12:30. He's like, do you think it can wait, or you know, if it's like an emergency? And I'm like, I think I can wait till you get off. So I wait until he gets off. He brings his mom, and she gets here, and she's like, you don't look like you're in pain. And I'm like, I am, but it's, I don't know, like, I'm just, I don't know, maybe my pain tolerance, like I said, went up, because she ended up taking me to the hospital. I forgot my hospital bags, of course, because I'm like, maybe they're gonna send me home. So I get there, I went to the ER, and I'm waiting for them to, you know, get me to a triage. So, and in that hospital they had a OB triage, I guess just for like pregnant women. So I get there, and you know, they ended up it didn't take long. It was like maybe 2 minutes I waited in the lobby with my mother-in-law. And so I get to a room. I wrote down my whole birth story. So, and if you guys don't know, I did tell you guys in my other video that whenever I had my last appointment on the 18th of April, they told me like I was 70% effaced and 3 to 4 centimeters dilated. And my mom told me, she was like, girl, you're about to have that baby. And I was like, you think? Because I was like, I don't know, like I feel normal, right? The next day, that's when I started having contractions. And like I said, they were irregular. So I was like, okay, maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe they're false contractions, I don't know. Anyways, so like I said, whenever I got to the hospital, to the ER with my mother-in-law, when she took me, I got to a room, you know, got undressed, got changed up into a gown. They told me that I was 7 to 8 centimeters dilated already, and I was like, huh? Like, I was so surprised, really. I really was, because like I said, my pain tolerance, maybe it went up because it wasn't as bad as my first. I felt a lot of pressure. Like, I was having horrible diarrhea, TMI. Anyway, so like I was saying, my camera died. I was having horrible, you know, like bowel movements, right? And I started feeling so much pressure. So with my first one, I did not feel the pressure like that. It was awful. It felt like she was like ready to come out. Like I was like, if I don't go to this hospital, if I have this baby at home, my husband's not gonna know what to do. So let me take my butt to the hospital. And like I said, when I got there, they told me I was 7 to 8 centimeters dilated, and I was like, girl, what? Like, when did this happen? Like, that's insane. So anyways, I call my mother-in-law. I'm like, they told me, you know, I'm gonna be staying, and you know, my mom lives about 2.5 hours away. So I call my mom, and I'm like, mind you, I did call my mom before and let her know, like, I think I'm having contractions and that I was gonna go to the hospital. So she told me to keep her updated. So, you know, I'm keeping her updated, and I let her know. I'm like, I call my mom, and I'm like, they told me I'm gonna stay, and I'm 7 to 8 centimeters dilated. She's like, okay, I'm on my way. My mom is my everything. She will do anything for me. She's always here, like, whenever I need her. And so she was like, okay, I'm on my way. So I call my husband, and I'm telling him, and this man, I told him I was 7 to 8 centimeters dilated, and he's like, you have to be at a 1, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, he didn't. Like, this man is funny. But no, he made me laugh when he said that. He's all like, he was half asleep. It was like it was 1 in the morning at that time. So, you know, he's really tired, and I told him, I was like, just stay home with our toddler, and I'll keep you updated. And, you know, I'm just praying, hoping and praying that she doesn't come whenever he's sleeping. So, anyways, so they put me in a room at about 2 in the morning. Yeah, I got the epidural at about 3:20 in the morning. And so I kept updating my husband, and I wrote my whole birth story in my notes, so I wouldn't forget. But yeah, so I kept texting my mom, and I'm like, are you here? Like, because his mom, my husband's mom, was in the room with me while I got the epidural. I think when I got the epidural, they checked me again. Let me see what time. So at around 2, I got in my room, and 3:40 is when my mom got there. And then at around, oh, I didn't tell y'all. So my mom got pulled over on the way here. She got pulled, well, on the way to the hospital, she got pulled over, and she told that cop that she was like, my daughter is in labor. I'm sorry, like, my daughter's in labor or whatever. So he lets her go, and I'm like, she's so lucky. It's just so funny. Anyways, so she made it this time at 3:40-ish in the morning. So at about 5 a.m. his mom left, and she took our car. So she had to take our car back to the house, back here at the house, and so my husband could come up there with my toddler. So at around that time, they checked me and told me I was at 9 centimeters dilated. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is happening way too fast, like compared to my first one. I was in labor for like 17 hours, and it took me I want to say like 10 pushes, and they were really, really hard pushes. Like, I was struggling. I almost wanted to give up. This time, this girl was not playing. She wanted to come out, and like I said, at 5 a.m. I was already dilated to a 9. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm texting my husband. My husband's asleep, so I'm just kind of like, you know, trying to stay calm. And his mom already left to go pick them up, so he's already like, he's asleep, but he's just kind of like in and out of sleep. So my husband actually had to bring our hospital bags, well, my hospital bags, and he had to drop his mom back off and then go to the hospital. So whenever he got to the hospital, it was around maybe 6:20, and so like 10 minutes before that, they told me, they were like, okay, you're ready to start pushing at 6:10 exactly, because I wrote it down in my notes. And I have like text messages like telling my husband, like, they told me I'm about to start having to push, and I'm like, no, like, my husband's not here. So I told her, I was like, my husband's like down the street. Can I wait? Like, I don't know. She's like, yeah, the doctor's finishing up. Yeah, she'll be in here shortly. So I'm like, okay. I'm checking my husband's location. Like, I'm trying to make sure he's, you know, he's trying to hurry up, trying to make sure he's actually down the street. So whenever I had looked, he actually was like down the street. So thankfully he did get there at about maybe 6:15. He got to my room at about 6:20. Mind you, he had to like get all my hospital bags, get our toddler out the car. Like, you know, having to chase around a toddler is a lot, so he had to get my bags too. So anyways, he brings my bags up there, and I did show y'all the video of whenever my husband and my toddler did get there. I was kind of like really drugged up from all the like epidural they gave me. And so literally as soon as from that video that you guys seen, when my toddler and my husband were there, literally they were in there for about a minute. The doctor came in and they were like, you know, getting everything ready, and they were like, is someone gonna come watch my daughter? And so I'm like, oh yeah, like my mom's already there. So I call my mom, like cell phone, call my mom, and I'm like, hey, can you come grab Azali? And she's like, oh yeah. So she comes and grabs her, and I swear, as soon as she left that room, they were like, okay, are you ready to start pushing? Like, I pushed once, and the second time she came out, like, it was so smooth. And I thank God for how easy it was, because I remember saying, like, I was so nervous. And I know anytime, like, any pregnancy can go wrong, any, you know, giving birth, sometimes things just don't go your way. And thankfully it took 2 pushes. Like, first push, and I swear I did not push hard. So the second push, she came out. And so it was, you know, whenever I got the epidural, I didn't tell you guys, but my blood pressure started dropping, and so I started feeling like really nauseous and weird, and the first time that didn't happen, so it was a little weird. But all they, you know, they gave me fluids and everything was fine after that. But you know, like, anything can go wrong, and I thank God for the positive experience that I did have. I know, like, birth can be really scary. That is my positive experience. I hope you guys enjoyed. It is about 10:26 at night. I'm so tired. I'm gonna try to go to sleep, and like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like for more videos, comment what you guys would like to see more of. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm so tired. But yeah, this girl just turned 2 months. It's the 25th. Yeah, she just turned 2 months yesterday. So I don't know, is she still a newborn anymore? Like, what do you consider a newborn? Because she is lit. I swear, as soon as she came out, she was holding her head up. Like, she's different, right? She's different. All right, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.